Yo. Hey. Can you hear me? You listening to
WAW. What a week.
What a week.
A few apologies to start the show off. We apologize for releasing the show before the weekend. We apologize that, according to one of you, it gets in the way of you going out to party. We apologize that many of the interviews are engaging enough to make you watch the whole damn thing. However, we don't apologize for giving you content to watch. So welcome back to WAW, What a Week.
This is WAW! What a week.
What a week. You can't make this shit up.
Our comedian guest is in the building. He's got a slick style you might want to copy. And I don't just mean his dress sense. He's one of the people you might want to keep up with, even if you're not Xhosa. He's someone you'll have to have over because, he'll bring some pizza, some amazing pizza. Please give a wow welcome to Ndumiso Lindi.
Yay!
What's up, Rooster?
I'm good.
Are you good?
I'm good, my man. You don't know what this is going to do for me back home in Eastern Cape.
What are you talking about?
I once toured with Lois Ogola.
Yeah.
Took him back home, met my parents, my mom. My mom still calls me even today when Loiso is on TV. Hey, your friend is on TV. I'm like, no.
Are you guys still friends? I'm just checking.
We go. We go like
Because
that.
parents will hang on to anything and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I introduced my parents to Fat Joe in Mafikeng probably back in 2000.
Yeah.
They still talk about him.
Yep.
Like my dad will see Fat Joe on TV or in the newspapers like, oh, there's your friend. There's your friend. If you haven't seen this motherfucker in 5 years.
Oh man, you haven't. No one has mentioned the whole pizza thing in a long time. I haven't done that. Yeah.
Have you spent all the money yet?
Yeah, it's finished by now. COVID, yo. There was a time kids used to chase me in the streets, like just pizza. Yeah. It's amazing to do.
Pizza.
Exactly. You can do an ad on TV and go back home, but when you do an ad and go back to a cast, it's a different story.
Absolutely.
Oh my word! Everyone just is like, "There's that guy." Yeah.
Rooster. Why Rooster? What is Rooster? Who is Rooster?
Rooster, man. That name, a friend gave me that name.
Yeah.
Still studying Cape Tech back then.
Yeah.
They changed it now, like CPUT something.
Oh, yes.
Central Prison of something. And I was studying graphic design.
Sure.
And my friend was in engineering building, and he used to just make fun of me because I used to, when I started comedy, I was just a regular guy, T-shirt, jeans on stage. One of the comics said, Koki Falco, he's like, you need to just work on your look, man.
Koki Falco.
Yeah.
That's a name I haven't heard in a while.
Yeah. He's somewhere overseas now.
Yeah.
He's like, you need to work on your look, man. You look like everyone else. Yeah. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, just find something.
Sure.
So I started doing the tie thing, tie, shirt, head, So every time I'll come from lectures and then get ready to go do a comedy night after the sun goes down, my friend will be just sitting there watching me dress up, and he's like, hey, you look like a rooster, But he'll say it in Xhosa, it's even raw in Xhosa, like, you look like umkhaki, which is a rooster.
Yes.
Then I'll just leave it.
Sure.
Every time, and then we'll see me, I'm khaki, getting ready for work. Hey man, leave me alone. And then one day I was coming from my design building, and then he's coming out of his building, and then he just shouts across the student center, hey, rooster! And I'm like, I'm keeping that.
Yes.
It sounds nice. It just had a
It
nice
does,
ring
it
to
works.
it. Yeah.
In fact, I was going to say, at some stage, you get so used to a nickname, often you adopt it.
Exactly.
Fresh was meant to be about my fatness, amongst other things.
Really?
But by the time I was 11, I was like, fuck it, I'm keeping it.
Yeah. Well, to gain power, you just have to okay, I'm taking that.
Absolutely. Now, a lot of people use comedy for different reasons. You use it for healing.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, man. First, it was literally just to make people laugh, have a good time.
Yeah.
And then you grow and mature with the craft. And you kind of like see where it can fit into your life and the stories that you tell. After 2018, lost my dad. Then then my wife is like, you need to go on therapy, man. You're acting too hardcore. You're worrying me. You're holding a lot in.
Sure.
So,
but how was that manifesting at home?
At home.
Like what was it that your wife saw that realized?
Oh,
that,
yeah.
Like, is he angry on Easter chicken? Is he like you know?
Yeah. No, I used to zone out a lot. Because you think you're fine, but you're not.
Not during sex though.
No,
Because that would worry.
You
any
can't
wife.
be here and be like,
Is the geyser off?
you know,
Babe, how much was the electricity bill last month?
you know. Get back to that. This guy took the trash out hours ago. Where is he? You know, no, it was like that. But she just could see I was not dealing with it. All right, and then I went for therapy, and then the therapist was like, "What do you do?" I told her. The more I told her about the comedy thing, and then she was like, "You should do that. Use that as your homework to take your pain, and just because that's what you guys do. You take the truth and put it on stage." So I did a show called Boys Don't Cry in July because that's the month that my dad passed.
So what did we miss in Boys Don't Cry?
Oh, man.
What did you talk about there?
Literally father-son relationship.
Yes.
Guys holding in and not wanting to cry. The weakest point in my life.
Which was what?
Which was that moment of getting told that the voice that used to say, get up and fight, get up and carry on, harden up, come on, was no longer there. And then you just fall apart.
Who told you that dad was gone? Who broke the news to you?
My friend, actually. I was in France, fresh.
Jeez.
Second day in France. I mean, you just got your.
You're acclimatized into the taste of frog's legs.
Yeah. Did miss you? Was it? You miss you? And then you but I was weeing badly.
Jeez, man.
My sister couldn't tell me over the phone, so she asked for my friends.
She asked your friend to break the news.
She's like, can I have the number for the friend that you're traveling with? I'm like, okay, cool, send it. And then he sat me down, and how he broke it down to me, he bought a cognac. And he's like, oh, look what I found outside here. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Then he starts pouring for me. He's like, yeah, taste it. And I drink it. Then I'm like, yo, that's 4 fingers, bro.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, go ahead. Then he breaks it.
Put another finger.
Right.
Kind of porn are you guys watching?
So, and then he breaks it to me. And then even when he told me the when you're growing up, especially with Xhosa men, is from a young age, they tell you that at some point in your life, you're going to have to be a man. You're going to have to go do this and that to be a man and harden up, handle pain, you shouldn't cry and all these things. And then he told me, and the first thing that hit me when he said, Baba, he's no longer, is that thing again. It's like harden up. You're fine. And then literally seconds after that, I just broke down. It's like, yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, man.
Middle of a French cafe, 5 fingers of cognac in, croissants smelling everywhere.
You don't know why your ears are hot, but is it the cognac or is it the news?
But tell us about your old man, though, because your old man was legendary in his own right, though.
Bro, there's a story that I don't think South African sports don't tell.
Yes.
Especially when it comes to black rugby. People think as black people, we found out about rugby after 95.
Yes,
after we won the World Cup or something.
Like Chester Williams is rugby.
Exactly. Exactly. But back then, my dad was part of those guys who formulated an association called SARA, South African Rugby Association, back in Eastern Cape. And this is pretty much like their own ANC within sports.
Oh, yes.
And I usually say that was in Eastern Cape. And then you go to Cape Town, there was SARU, I think, the colored rugby.
Oh, yes.
And then you go to Durban, KZN, there was the Indian rugby, which was under an association called 7-Eleven. But we're not going to get into that. So SARA, South African Rugby Association, and rugby, their emblem was a leopard. The one time I asked him, though, was like, did you guys have proper commentators? He's like, yeah, but they couldn't pronounce our names.
Yeah.
So then he made a joke about it. He said, you get a situation where he's like, they're busy playing, and then the commentator's like, and the ball is out of the scrum. Coco, now the ball has moved on to I can't pronounce all these names. Basically, the ball is moving from Bantu to Bantu. Especially the times they were living in.
Like the blacks have the ball.
Pretty much.
So your dad was a referee also. In fact, was he the first black referee in the country?
Black referee. I don't know if he was the first, but he was in that first group of black referees.
Yes.
Yeah.
But obviously, as a referee, you're expected to allow the game to go in a certain direction back in those days. And there's a story often told about how, because of a rugby result, your dad was sworn at. But then there's a woman who came and apologized to him.
Oh, man, where did you guys get that story?
We had a seance.
Sure.
And actually, I sat down with your old man and he told me everything about you.
So my dad grew up in Humastop.
Yes.
That's outside PE on your way to Western Cape. And because I was one of those first black referees, so we used to referee these all-white teams and just get sworn at and
so he was damned if he did, he was damned if he didn't.
Exactly.
Yes.
K-word this and that and that. Then he says after the game, so that day there were lots of games happening on the field. So he's just walking away and this lady chases him and she's like, I am so sorry about what happened there, this and this. And it's like, yeah. And then she just, out of curiosity, where are you from? He's like, no, I'm from Humastop. She's like, oh, I'm from Humastop. Wow. It's a very small town. And then she's like, no, I'm from, let's say, the Smith family. And then my dad is like, oh, I know Smith brothers, Mike and so. And then she's like, one of them is my husband.
Oh, wow.
She's like, what? He's like, what? He's like, yeah. She's like, hold on. He's actually playing one of the games here. Hold on, I'm coming. She runs, gets him. As he's walking towards him, he breaks down.
Oh, wow.
And then he turns to his wife and he says, that man's mom raised me.
Oh, wow.
My grandmother was a domestic worker.
The nanny.
The nanny.
Yes. Oh, wow.
He literally broke down. He's like, I haven't seen this man in a long time. Told her the story. Yeah, that's yeah.
Jeez, that's incredible. Now, who is calling me during work? Like, I don't understand. It's my cousin. Sorry, guys.
Cousins are like that.
The cousins, like, he can tell I'm recording. He's like, Nami, I'm going to be famous. Nami, I'm going to be famous.
It's like when I'm getting interviewed on TV, like these talk shows, and then back home, they literally call me at that moment, especially if it's live.
Yes.
They'll call me that, and then
you can feel the phone.
Ring. Then later when you was like, no, I was watching you on TV. I just wanted to tell you I'm watching.
Oh, sorry, it's my cousin, guys, and he's annoying. Do you have any cousins who, because of your status in society, believe you are so loaded that they can come up to you and say, why don't you buy me a second-hand car? That's the cousin that's calling. Just last week.
Yeah.
No, just last week, a cousin of mine lost a daughter, and we're paying our last respects, and my cousin is like, Ish, my car is dying. Don't you want to buy me a car? So you don't have relatives like that?
No, lucky enough, not.
You're in a trade.
But no, I'll stick with the family members I have. Even if I have my own black drama and just...
you can learn a bit of Setswana, you'll be fine. Now, your dad suffering the indignity of being called words like kafa, being dehumanized, and often sometimes, obviously, in front of people like his son. How does that affect how you guys relate, how you see him, and how he sees himself in front of his son, in front of whom he's sometimes dehumanized? I don't know if I'm making sense here.
I was very young.
Yeah.
So you don't understand the impact of it. And also what I realized is when you're growing up, you look back and you're like, especially for him, black parents, they try to hide it from you.
They shield you from...
They shield you from it to realize how bad things are. A good example, there's 4 of us as siblings. My sister and my older brother, they got detained. They were student activists, They got detained. I come back from school, they're not there. And I ask, where is Sister Nopudi? And then my dad is like, they're on holiday. You know?
Oh, wow.
I'm like, usually when it's holidays, all of us are on holiday.
Yes.
So it doesn't make sense. I'm like,
Exactly.
no. Where this is like, no. We are not going to talk about this. They're on holiday. And then they come back, still wearing their school uniform, walk through that big gate.
Like nothing happened.
Yeah, as if it's a Sarafina movie. It's just a fasa, pelices, nyama. And I was like, where are you guys from? Wasafa.
Then you look behind, so Mrs. like, hey.
And I actually remember my dad saying to them, don't go through the front door. You know, black parents and superstitions, like you're going to bring all this jail.
Yeah,
jigela. Go back, grab a sunlight, wash, take off those clothes.
Yeah.
Wash, because sunlight to us is a first aid kit. I mean,
No. In the absence of sage that you can burn, sunlight will wash off isnyama immediately. Like immediately.
Yeah. Literally, sunlight doesn't wash your body, it cleanses your soul.
Exactly. But did your dad at any stage share some of those moments, though, where he felt like, why am I being disrespected like this?
He has. He did share those moments. And I guess you grow up and then that's what reflects in my comedy.
Yes.
I'd like to tell the stories. So even one time we were cleaning the house and then you'd find those, I don't know whether it's not a dompas, but it's like a form.
Yes.
And
It's almost like a permission slip.
Exactly.
Yes.
And then right next to race, it's the K word. It's like,
Yes.
I can't even say it, man.
Yeah.
And then I showed him.
So they blatantly put...
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then I showed him and he looked at it for a few seconds. He didn't say nothing. He just looked at it. It's like, wow.
Because it hurts. It hurts.
Yeah. But of course I didn't understand. I was I was young. I was still in not even high school back then to see those kind of things. So yeah, I mean, all those things just reflect in my comedy. You hear things like so and so is in exile.
Yes.
Man is in exile.
Yes.
But you don't understand what exile is. So you go to your mom, it's like, Mama, where's exile? And my mom's like, you hide these questions for the last time. It's in Zimbabwe. So you think exile is a country, you know what I mean? So you really don't get it, especially like 80s kids, it's like, okay. And then when you grow 80, 89, you're maturing up, you're like, this is what's been happening. By then, when you try to be angry, you're like, yeah, I'm angry, we must do something. Hey, Baba, we are voting tomorrow, relax. Yeah. That guy is out of jail also, don't worry.
You just reminded me of, wow. So my parents used to call one another Dali. Obviously, darling.
Yeah.
Black for darling. So I remember we were in creche, Jack and Jill nursery school. And we were being asked, do we know our parents' first names?
Oh, my word.
And I said, yes, my dad's name is Dali. And then your mom, also Dali. Because those are the names I knew.
That is so true. I also didn't know my parents' names. You know what I realized is I first knew my mom's name only because when our dads are angry with our moms, the name comes out.
Spongile.
Yeah.
Yes, then it comes out. Yes.
Ah, man, Tuli, we are late, man. And as a kid, you're standing right next to them, you're like,
who's Tuli?
Oh, Mama. Oh, Tuli.
Mama has a name.
when you run to your siblings as if you just discovered something, you're like, hey, Mama, Tuli. I didn't know my dad's name.
Oh, man.
I found out about my dad's name when I went to high school, when I went to a boarding school.
Yeah.
And I have to you go to hostel, and you have to fill in forms. Yeah. And then there's guardian.
Oh, yes.
You're like, guardian, okay. Then there's like mother's name. You're like, Tuli. I know this one. This one, yeah.
10 out of 10.
Yeah, and then like, father. You're like, he has a name. I remember I called my sister, right? Like, Sissy, I know I'm in school and stuff. Yeah, okay, cool. And then I was like, what's dad's name?
Yeah.
And funny enough, she went quiet. She went, it's like she was whispering.
Yes.
It's like, okay, where are you?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm in school, I told you.
Yeah.
Okay, who's around you there? I'm like, I'm alone.
Yeah.
Okay. Ulungile.
Yeah.
I'm like, why are you whispering? She's like, I don't know. It's like lightning is when I hit you from the ancestors. Like, hey, we got you. Mess around.
Oh, man.
I remember one time I was doing a show in KZN.
Yeah.
And every time I go somewhere, I try to get the news of that place, like by paper, local paper.
Yeah, what's trending?
What's going
here?
on and stuff.
Yes.
You know this thing of us in December and literally get a van from Uncle so and so and then fill everyone up the van and then we go to the beach.
The original fill up.
Exactly.
Before
Casper.
fill up the van.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And you actually realize, like, this van was not even that big. This is a bantam. I mean, this, but we all used to fill it up. Yeah, we all fit in it.
And 4 of us in front.
Yeah. And then go to the beach, have a good time. Driving back, this family realizes that they forgot their young one back there, which used to happen a lot.
Oh, yes.
They forgot the young one back there, and then the mom realized literally 10 minutes before they got home that the young one is not in the back.
Oh, shit.
You know. Now, as a comedian, you like play it out in your head, like this young one now is in a police station nearby the beach there. It's just standing there, wearing an underwear, not even a Speedo. And we all know what color is that underwear. It's red.
It's
red.
Yeah.
Just sand all over.
And no lotion.
No. Just shoulders, just. The police are trying to get information from him. All right, boy, what's your mother's name? Who told you? Sachin, we are getting somewhere here. We are getting somewhere. All right, what's your father's name? Ubaba.
Now, before we move on from your old man, what are you going to pass on to your kids that you're like, this is dad, and my kids ought to know about this?
Hold on, I'm trying to understand the question.
Where that's how you were raised. What is it about how your dad raised you? Yes.
Okay. Oh man, he armed me for life, man.
Yeah.
Information, principle,
sure.
Focus, everything. You know, it's literally just that. It's I guess as a parents, you just prepare you for life, and then you take all of that you've learned and. I don't know how to answer that fresh because I think as a parent you learn as you go.
Sure.
And then like this is what my parents did until you find your own groove.
Yes.
You know, it's like, okay, this is what I do. Also, you know. But the best thing I did was to one time when they came to visit me here in Joburg. Yeah. I recorded them like these like lights and stuff and camera, and like just ask them questions. You know, so I have that great footage of them. Even though he's gone, I've got that. Like when the kids are old enough, I'm like, this is your granddad.
When my dad turned 80 last year, I literally put my phone on a tripod.
Yes.
And I just interviewed him.
Yeah.
I just interviewed him, and it's like there's priceless stuff on there.
Yeah.
There's and I think all of us ought to do that. In fact, if you can afford to do it, find a writer to interview your parents and just write a book about it. Exactly.
Oh man,
if you can afford it, do it. It's the best thing you could do for your kids, your grandkids, and just in memory of this great person that you're going to one day lose.
And it's crazy because growing up, I was scared of this man.
Yeah.
You know, but you grow up and then you realize there's nothing to be scared of. You know. Because you think this is the man. Man, you don't understand how fortunate you are until you go to another house.
Oh, yes.
You go to your friend's house, maybe just spend the weekend there. You like, these guys, you guys are in Robben Island here. I'm sorry. Hey, you go back home to your parents like, guys, I'm sorry. I understand now. Yes. Why are you like this, you know? And I didn't have those father-son conversations with him. It was very close. It was very, you know, like he needs to do his work as a father or...
Go be a child there. I'm going to be an adult here.
Exactly. Yeah. You know? And then
and it's still not even out of because he's a bad parent.
No,
it's all love.
It's all love.
It's still love.
It was normal for us to drive from King Williamstown to East London, which is like 35 minutes.
Yeah.
And there's no word shared in the car. We're both quiet.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. And then you grow up but it gets to a point where now you're like, I need to break these walls.
Oh yes.
Because I'm old enough now. You know. And then I broke it, and then I asked him questions. He was so shocked in the car. Like, he can talk.
He's like, he's got a voice. Truly, what have you done?
To a point, he went to my sister. The first thing when we got to East London, he went to my sister. He's like, yo, he's growing up. He can talk.
He's not scared of me anymore.
You know? So I'd ask him like questions like I've always wanted to ask him. How was it like growing up with your brothers?
Oh yes,
and my uncles.
Yes.
How was my granddad? My granddad, I didn't even know this. My granddad passed on when he was very young.
Yeah.
My granddad was like in his 30s when he passed on.
Oh wow.
You know.
Yeah.
And my dad was young also. So when you start hearing all this stuff, you're like, this is why you like this.
Yeah. There's context now.
Oh yeah, you're like, okay. And I feel like most people have father issues because they don't ask these questions and realize, okay.
Because it's like, I know you're my dad, but there's zero context.
Exactly.
Like zero context.
Zero. Yeah.
In fact, I'm glad you're raising that. Like, my dad was the only child of a fourth wife. So, and his dad passed away when he was a toddler. So because of that, his mom was very protective. Because the mom was very protective, often when other kids had chores to do, the mom would defend him from not doing chores.
Oh, okay.
So it's now I realize that that's why he does nothing. He's a hard worker because his mom instilled that in him.
Yeah.
But as soon as he comes home, he does nothing. So now I have the context that his mom raised him like that to protect him from the older siblings and the other, sister wives.
Yeah.
And that context matters.
It does. And what I liked about him, he led by example in a way of, if we were told to wash dishes and we're still watching a movie, you'll just hear someone is washing dishes in the kitchen, and then you run to the kitchen, and then it's him. Now we're like feeling all better, so no, that we'll carry on, you know. Or he will press his own clothes, or he would wash his own car. Like, he was like that until you realize, like, all these guys had to raise themselves. Like, you know, the mother was.
It's what he knows.
Yeah,
it's
was gone, and these guys had to literally just do everything themselves. You know, he sent me to boarding school because he was sent to a boarding school.
Sure.
You know, it's those things. So I really encourage friends to, like, yo, man, ask him. I don't care if you're scared of him. Just talk to your dad.
Get to know the people behind
Get to know
the
the people.
parents.
Yes,
Absolutely.
But I have a friend. I'm very close with his dad. Like, literally, we just speak, and when we leave the house, and he's like, man, I don't know how to do that with that guy. I don't know how you do it. I'm like, just talk. Just ask him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. How are you with luck, whether it's good or bad?
I don't know. It's on and off.
Yeah.
When I say it's on and off, you'll get those horrible times, and then out of nowhere, bang, awesome stuff.
God shows up.
Yeah. COVID, you felt it. Lucky enough, my wife is in finance and investment stuff and whatever.
Okay, so one of you works.
Yeah, exactly. More like she will tell me, like, that money, take certain percent, let's put it there.
Yeah.
Go have a good time with that one. You know?
So there's a gent in KZN, and he's got, I think, 7 kids. And he won 340,000 Rand in the lottery a couple of years ago.
Oh, wow.
And then the KZN floods came, and they took everything, like the house, everything. He's just won 44 million Rand in the lottery.
Dude.
44 million. So he's going to build his family a brand new house, invest in the kids' education. And,
First of all, aren't they supposed to be hiding someone's identity? I mean, in the community.
No, they haven't said his name. Fresh. But they've told his story, though.
In the community, we all know who's got 7 kids. I don't care. No. We all know.
Oh, Sfisohan.
Yeah. Exactly. Now you wake up, there's people outside the cage. Yeah, Bab Kumalo, is it true? Wow, and you can't hide 44 million under a mattress, my man.
No, you can't. You can't. You know, and you can't buy another Cressida. It's gonna go up now, eh?
No wonder he's been playing Big Zulu all this is Funubani man. He's on repeat, this man, every morning. Funubani man.
Now you're having Nando sauce on your amatumbe, you know?
Oh, man.
That's how you know a guy's won 44 million. Yeah. Now, you travel a lot. Where have you traveled to? And the reason I'm asking you this, because you say everywhere you travel to,
Yes.
you want to find out news of the day, what's
Yes.
trending. Where have you traveled to and it paid off that you acclimatized to where you were as a comedian performing?
Bro, first of all, before I answer that, my comedy to me is like my plane ticket to the world, because I've always wanted to just travel. Growing up in Eastern Cape, we used to drive, as I've said, my dad is from Humastop, so we used to drive right up to Humastop, and then there will be a sign that says Western Cape, Humastop.
Yes.
And then one day I said to my dad, just carry on, man. Let's go to Western Cape. And then he's like, no, my journey starts and ends here.
Yes.
You make that your own journey. The reason why I want to go study in Cape Town, it's only because I wanted to go past that.
You were tired.
I was tired.
I've seen
man.
that sign.
Why do you always have to stop here? I was like, come on, you know. So when I got in that bus, I'm like, I remember I was looking out the window. I'm like, there's that sign.
Yes.
Oh man, finally,
Yes.
you know. And so when I started comedy, then I was like, okay, now I'm in Cape Town. Now what's outside Cape Town? And I did Joburg, I did South Africa. Then I was like, okay, I've done SA. What's outside our country? You know, man, those doors opened. I started with Nigeria.
Yeah.
I always say to comedians, you hear comedians talking about playing difficult audiences.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I played Africa when the rest of Africa, when Africa didn't know what stand-up comedy was.
Oh, yes.
You know,
it wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've faced the most difficult audiences.
How difficult was Lagos? Yeah.
First of all, the setup,
Yeah.
because it's a big stage. Here it's tables
Yeah.
for the rich, and then it's the chairs
Okay.
after. So you thinking you're performing and you think you are dying, because the rich, they have that attitude of make me laugh now.
Yes.
Money, look at me, there are girls all over me. Make me
I
laugh.
pay someone to laugh.
First up, I have money everywhere. Just make me laugh now. So you are just throwing, man. You're just doing the things. And then you realize at the back that they're killing themselves.
Oh, yes.
But you can hear the laughs.
Oh, yes.
You know.
How big is this hall that you can't hear the laughs?
It's big. It's if you go to a place called Eco Hotel.
Yeah.
It's a true story that happened to me when I was in Nigeria. So stay 5th floor. I'm trying to go to ground. I press, it opens. And you know Nigerians, they're huge. They're bigger than you, bro. You know Nigerians, man. The doors open. 2 Nigerians inside. You know, they've pretty much taken all the space.
Yeah.
So I find my own con. You know what I mean? I press ground. And you know Nigerians, they don't know how to whisper. This man is from South Africa. Just look at him. And how do you know that? I look at him. I know this man is from South Africa. Look at him. Man, and it was literally during those times of xenophobia. I'm like, yo, they're going to squash me here, these guys, you know? So he's like, ask him. No, you ask him. I'm like, don't ask me. So he asked me, he literally just taps me on my shoulders. Are you from South Africa?
And then after
literally in my mind, I'm like, just say you're from Zimbabwe or Namibia. But I'm under pressure. When someone just taps you, the answer just comes out. They're like, yes, I'm from South Africa. They start laughing. Literally, you know. Then I'm like, okay, gents, whoa. First of all, how did you know? What's funny? How did you know I'm from South Africa? They're like, without missing a beat, like, because you look like a girl. Look at this man. Look at him. Yeah, I know the inside, you're beautiful. Look at this man. Doors open.
Fuck.
Other guy tries to walk out. Ladies first. Go, man. Bro, you never, you know, as South Africans, I don't think we appreciate our country. And I always say, if you want to appreciate our country, just go.
Travel. And you'll realize how much you take for granted the minute you travel.
There are people who leave this country, you know, just saying, I'm moving to Australia, I'm moving to whatever. They're loud when they're out. But all of a sudden,
they come back quietly.
Quiet.
You see them in a queue at Woolworths, like, how you're back? And
exactly. Because out there,
out there, you see shit. You see shit out there.
It's rough.
Yeah.
You know, have you ever had the feeling of when you fly back to SA International and then you go to customs, you feel like hugging those ladies, the South African staff.
Yeah.
Like, "Sabona bhuti, sicela passport." Look, you you don't understand.
I will tell you for free that there are a lot of South Africans in the US that are borderline only just making it. But pride will not allow them to say, let me just go back home.
Ay.
Because I've been in the US for so long, people think I'm killing it, but I'm just getting by.
I'm
needing 2 or 3 jobs even to have the same quality of living that I could have in SA on one job, for instance.
True.
So there are a lot of Africans out there that won't come back home simply because I'm too embarrassed.
Wow.
Just pride will not allow me to say, okay, it's time to go home.
Wow. Nah, bro, I would pack up and go.
Dude.
Yo.
My man, I will live in my mom's back room if I need to.
Yeah.
But home is home is home.
Home is home, bro. I've done, recently I did a tour East Africa.
Sure.
Started with Kenya. While I was in Kenya, another guy is like, yo, man, we've got this sharing thing we do with comedians from Tanzania and Kenya. Do you mind if you want to go? I'm like, I'm here already. We might as well just go next door then.
Yeah.
So I fly to Tanzania. While in Tanzania, another guy books me. He's like, yo, since you're here, do you mind going to South Sudan?
Oh, wow.
That's when the worries started.
Yeah. It's like,
my wife is like, come back home. You know,
it's like, what are they offering you? I'll pay you double that.
Do you know they're fighting there? I'm like, no, it's a different Sudan.
Yeah.
It's the South.
Yeah.
You know, they're fighting in Sudan. Like, you're right, are you okay? So then I love discovering, bro. That's just me. I love discovering our continent. And I went to South Sudan.
Yeah.
I have never felt like a dwarf in my life.
No, they're huge. They're
Yo,
tall. They're
tall.
Yeah.
Tall, not just the guys, ladies.
Yeah.
You know when you look at a lady like this, I love you.
Yeah. I love you so much.
I love you so much.
Like nothing compares to
To talk to ladies, you literally have to tell her to sit down. Like, my neck muscles, I can't.
What did you learn in East Africa? How similar or different are we from East Africa?
Oh, man. Language.
Yeah.
There's so many similarities. I didn't realize that Swahili is so close to Nguni languages.
No, we're Bantus, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, like a white person, umlungu in Xhosa.
Yeah.
In
That's Mzungu.
Mzungu.
Yeah.
So it's just those small tweaks, you know, and there's a whole lot of other stuff,
Sure.
you know. I mean, I went to go perform in Rwanda. And the designer of what I'm wearing right now was there. And then
This is so dope.
Yeah,
In fact,
like,
I thought this was a Xhosa
Xhosa.
design, and you're like, no, this is from Rwanda.
yeah, you know, so and this person after the show, they like introduced themselves to me, and then he's like, no, I'm a designer, whatever. I'd like you to come to my
Dude, and the
store.
quality.
Exactly.
Yo.
When I walked in, I was like, King Palo, this is it. This is proper Dlamini stuff here.
Exactly.
You know, I'm taking it home. You know, when you put it on, you even hear your ancestors just praising you. Oh, Dlamini, who fuck it? You know? You're like, I'm taking it home. I'm buying it now. Now, when I wait in Eastern Cape, literally they're like, who did that? Who made that? You know, I'm like, no, Rwanda. They can't believe it.
Yeah. They think it was Bani's daughter there at the back.
Always have a thread in the mouth.
Yeah.
What's your size?
Yeah.
Don't worry, just come on the side. Don't worry, I've got all the sizes. Don't worry, come to tomorrow. Your camel will be red.
Oh, fuck, man. You're working on a new show. What show are you working on?
Yes, man. This show, it's not really new. We started this show.
Okay, you're on the road, though. You're on the road, yes.
This show we started this show 2019. It's called Keeping Up with the Closest.
Oh, yes.
You know, with a tagline that says,
So what? Basically, the ANC is going on the road.
it's Comedian Mchan.
Oh, okay.
That's
sorry.
why there's a tagline. It's Comedian Mchan.
Oh, I thought it was 1994 ANC going on a comedy show.
Oh, we lost that. Someone messed up.
We were all trying to keep up with the closest then.
Yeah.
And whenever you ask Madiba, all he says, very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Very good. Oh, they messed that up. It's like, we lost those offices. Like, gents, what happened? Don't ask me. My time came and went.
Grasa took me.
Oh, Grasa. Oh, man.
Oh, fuck.
So, this show, bro, I went to a show in Pretoria.
Yeah.
And a Pedi comedian had a lineup. It was mostly Pedi comedians with a mix of like Zulu there and one Xhosa guy, whatever. And then after the show, an audience member comes to me and he's like, "Oh, I thought you were going to jump up." I'm like, "No, I just came to watch today." And he's like, "But you guys, you should do stuff like that for us. You know, we are here, Eastern Cape. You know." Then I remember running it with other comedians, Xhosa comedians. You know, and then I realized like no one wants to do it.
Yeah.
Then I was like, okay, cool. Then I'll do it.
Yeah.
You know, started it 2019. And then of course COVID happened, took a break. Then we did another one last year, 2022. Then this is the third one. What I like about the show is both for the audience and for the comedians.
Sure.
Audience, it's something you can look forward to. I'm bringing home away from home. You know. So
Mngoshu on stage.
Basically. You know, when you walk out of the show,
that taste of home.
Let me call mom.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just want to.
I'm craving.
Yeah. You know, so something that they can look forward to. Also, there's so many of us here. It's as if we all came in one bus.
So we're guys doing the in mid-rand so people don't travel far.
Why not the first one we did in mid-rand? 2019, I was so adamant. We're going to do it in Midrand. There's no venue. We're going to find a venue.
Yeah.
We have to launch it in Midrand.
Exactly. Let's keep it at home first.
Exactly. As much as you can go anywhere in the world, you can find a small China somewhere, or you find a small Eastern Cape.
Exactly.
In Midrand. So we started it there. Now it's in Emperor's Palace. You know, it's an awesome vibe. But for the comedians, we have great comedians in Johannesburg. Sure. Yeah. Awesome comedians. But I'm trying to give comedians from outside that chance to be on those big stages.
Yes, please.
You know,
please.
Also the audience to see this awesome talent that's stuck home.
Sure.
Only. You know, last year, man, I brought this old man. He's called Tambrochan.
Okay.
He's a priest.
Sure.
He literally has his own bandla, his own church members.
Sure.
So he didn't even have a phone. I had to call his wife to book him.
Oh, wow.
You know, so I flew this man up. And also, I booked another comedian from back home because I was like, you need to take care of this.
Please, you need to priest sit.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, so these guys, man, they came. He had a great time.
Yeah.
And I remember I paid him 4 days later. He called me immediately. Got the money. Yo.
Yeah.
Man, thank you for the. I'm like, yo, man, it's okay. I'll understand. I'll understand.
Yeah.
Like you.
We can finally build the roof on the church. We've been saving money to buy a pass. Yeah, a pass for the Ibandla to come to Joburg.
You know, so it gave me just that awesome feeling. Yeah. So now I've got a comedian from Cape Town, Kanye, so is coming up. Another comedian from King Williamstown.
Sure.
Coming up, and then of course comedians from here. You know, yeah.
So when is the show? How do we get tickets?
The show is happening this Saturday, July 29th, 29th of July.
Okay, so tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Okay.
Tomorrow. And the tickets are at Ticket Pro.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or if you want a shortcut, you can just go to my socials, Ndumiso Lindi, and you'll find it. I'll posted it there, and then you just click the link.
What's next for you, brother man?
What's next for me? More touring. I've got bookings to do Kenya again. I've got bookings to do what's a country now? I just forgot it. Tanzania again.
Nice. So East Africa is loving you, showing you love.
I said
Yeah.
that to my wife. If I had to do a one-man show, I would go to Kenya or East Africa or Tanzania. You know, it doesn't feel like I've left home.
Oh yes.
You know, if I perform in Nigeria, I feel like I have to hold some stuff back.
Oh yes, I
Yeah,
hear
you know, I'm not my true self.
You gatekeep yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know. But when I was in Kenya, to a point, pressure, I was like, they're busy laughing. I'm like, should I do this, Joe? Should I? I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
They're not gonna understand. No, I'm doing it.
I'm doing it, yeah.
And then I throw it, and they get it.
Yeah.
Then you're like, you guys are.
Yeah, you're one of us.
Yeah. Like, you know, and I'm like, you guys know that?
Yeah.
You know, when American singers, they come here and then they're busy singing a song, then the whole stadium or the whole room.
And then they're shocked that we know it.
Yeah. You guys know that, and then we feel offended too.
No, but it is
Like,
actually no, but it's offensive. Why are you getting on like you left on a boat 500 years ago?
Yeah.
So don't ask us if you know anything. Things take 18 hours to get here.
True.
Now you come here and disrespect us.
Exactly.
Yes.
You know, so I fell in love with Kenya, man. Shout out to a guy called Eric Lusavu. He's literally just shaping the comedy industry.
The scene there.
The scene there, in Kenya. And I always tell South African comedians, there's great talent that's coming from Kenya. They're awesome. They're hungry for it. You know, to a point on Mondays they meet up and then share ideas. You know, fix each other there, and then they will have shows. Then come back again, and they're like, "You, what you did on Wednesday? How about you do it like this?" Man, I was just impressed.
Sure.
And I missed that, but here we're very competitive. Here, it's like everyone is for himself. It's like if you perform on stage and you do a joke about your father, and then I'm standing there here in South Africa, and I'm standing there, I'm like, if Fresh can add this line, in fact, you know what, Fresh, I'm gonna do that line.
I am you now. My dad is also white now.
So my dad played rugby.
Yeah.
In Limpopo.
Yeah. But he spoke toss.
There's nothing I can do about it.
And he had a son to me. So.
Oh man.
Where do we find you on social media, Ndumiso?
Facebook, Ndumiso Lindi.
Yeah.
And then also Instagram, Twitter, Ndumiso Lindi.
Yes, sir. My dude, been a fan of your work for like 100 years.
Thanks, bro.
So,
yeah.
so please keep kicking ass, keep making us laugh.
Oh, bro.
And if it helps, you don't look like a girl.
Yeah. I'm happy that I'm actually here because the lady who handles your bookings.
Yeah. Keleso.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She tried to. The people who were doing the PR for me, they reached out to her before they told me. The next thing you hit me on the DM.
I DM'd you. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
and
So
I'm lost because they haven't mentioned.
You thought I was hitting on you?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
and then it's funny because when you read your messages, I read it in your voice. Like, hey, my man, where are you, man? What's wrong with you, my man? My man, answer your phone, my man. My man, what? Hey, I'm like, yo, DJ Fred's gonna beat me. Yo, what's going on? Yo. What? Hey, my man, you are supposed to be here, my man. What's? I'm like, yeah. What's? You know how scary that is? Like, yo, that voice.
I think you should leave now. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Ndumiso Lindi. If you don't know the man, Google him. And in closing, we'd ironically like to make reference to a well-known South African greeting. In the 1990s, an ad for a telecommunications company gave us a phrase that was used by South Africans of all ages and hues. Yebo gogo. The face of the campaign was Professor Kole Amotosho, who has passed away. As people in the media space, we'd like to salute him and give thanks for the spirit he helped create. And in that same positive vibe, we wish you all a WAW week ahead, hoping that you're fully behind Banyana as they play at the Women's FIFA Soccer World Cup. Also, shout out to all the women playing at the Netball World Cup, starting this weekend out in Cape Town. Shout out to our girls, and in fact, shout out to all the African teams. May you guys represent, and may the cup stay on the continent, since this is the first time in the history of the Netball World Cup that it's held on the continent. We're coming to you from Amped Studios. Shout out to Downtown Josie, the Africa Podcast Network. Love you guys. Pezulu Works for your amazing cinematography. Our imaging specialist, Otis The Flow Fraser. And to our guest today, Ndumiso Lindi. Shout out to our creative director, Kuvesh Mohan, and our show producer, Keleso Mudisa King. Reach us at waw@africapodcastnetwork.com. We're back in a week. Have a great week in spite of yourselves.